Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us again today. This is day 2 of our June edition of our webinar. This is coming from Jofia Academy, a tutorial center in Lagos here.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for today. We are going to continue from where we stopped yesterday. Thank So yesterday we saw a couple of things. Try to understand what digital marketing is, as well as understanding businesses, understanding business life cycle. Because we said before you can start marketing a business, you need to understand how the business operates. We also talked about customers, talking about the customer or the buyer's journey. Today we are going to continue, and in today's session, we are going to be looking at the digital marketing framework. And the digital marketing framework, like I said, is just a couple of steps you need to take before you can actually start marketing. You don't just get up and start marketing. You have to go through some of these steps as a guide to help you answer some important questions before you can start marketing. That is exactly what the digital marketing framework is about. But before we get into digital marketing, I'd like to also begin like about content. Whenever you see content online, that content doesn't just show. Usually there's a strategy behind the content you see. Right? There's always a strategy behind the content you see. So content strategy as well as content marketing go hand in hand. You have a strategy in place for your content, and that strategy helps you market whatever you have to sell, be it a product, service, or sometimes even trying to promote a brand. So I'll quickly walk through this. Content strategy just includes the stages of generating content, distributing content, all for marketing purposes. That is what content strategy is. Before you shoot your video, you need to have reason why. Things you say that you have to be very careful about what you say. You have to be intentional about what you say. You have to look for the right way to say that will resonate with your target audience. Right. So that is what that's what we call the generate content. Let's talk about distributing of that content. How do you distribute it? What platform you choose to distribute it? Is it any platform at all you post? No. This is why some people post a particular platform and it seems that platform they're not getting engagement. Why they're not getting engagement? Because their target audience are actually not on the platform. Everything you see people post on the internet is content. But you need to have a strategy behind the content you post. Because without a strategy, you're not going to get the end result you are looking for. So please, content strategy is important. Very, very important. How you create it and how you distribute it is very, very important. After that, we talk about content marketing. Now, content marketing involves the creation, the editing process, the maintaining of all of those content. Everything go hand in hand when it comes to content marketing. And I also want to talk about 3 important types of content that we have, which are the hero, the hub, and the hygiene content. What does this mean? Well, every content you see out there belongs to this certain category. And I just created these 3: hero, hub, and hygiene. What is hero content? Well, hero content is the kind of content you do in large scale. Sometimes the budget for hero content is very, 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 very huge. You know, remember the last time maybe Apple launched their latest product, there was a conference where they unveiled the product. That is what we call hero content. Those kind of content are not content you create every time. Sometimes you put it out once, 2 times, or 3 times in a year. Think about the last product launch came across social media. That is an example of hero content, right? They will also have a hub content. Now, hub content refers to the kind of content you develop on a regular basis. Things like blog posts, social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and the likes. That is your hub content. Now, on the look of that hub, you can see so many scopes. That is tell you the number of times you have to create, right? Large quantity of this is called hub content. Then finally, we have the hygiene content. Hygiene content refers to the kind of content you create that try to cater to or solve some kind of customer challenge. That if somebody wants to buy a product from you and the person has questions, how about you create content that answer that question? I want to buy an online course, but I'm not sure if I don't like the course, giving me back my money. All right. If in that course, while you are creating the course, you decide to frequently ask questions about this course, that is the content that helps that customer understand the product. This is what we mean by hygiene content. The reason why I decided to squeeze this in is because there's no way we are going to talk about digital marketing without talking about content. Because whatever it is you are marketing, whatever video is showing up, whatever image you are putting up, at the end of the day, is content. All right. So this is the 3 types of content we have, and this is what content marketing is. Of course, we can go deeper into content marketing. It's a whole subtopic on it, but this is just a quick watered down version of content marketing, so you can understand. Now let's go to the digital marketing framework I said we are going to talk about. Digital marketing framework. Like we said, when it comes to digital marketing, you have a number of options in digital marketing. So many that it's important to really organize your approach and come up with a marketing plan. So the digital marketing framework is like a digital marketing plan. And what it does is just ask you some questions. Once you can answer this question, then it is easier for you to market. Yesterday we talked about customer. How much do you know about your customer? Yesterday we talked about business. How much do you know about the business? Do you even know if it is a business-to-business company or brand? Do you know if it is a business to customer? Call it B2C, B2B. What kind of business model does that brand work with? Do you know it? We've answered some of those questions. Talked on some of those things yesterday. Today, like I said, we're going to focus more on the digital marketing. So this is just on how you are going to go about your marketing. So the first question we have to ask, and the first thing digital marketing framework is what? This simply means what you say. What is your product? Is it a product? Is it a service? Is it a brand? So once you answer the question, what? Or just ask this question. Ask yourself this question whenever I want to put an. What do I want to say? Once you answer that question, then go deep to really understand that you're trying to. That is what you want in the digital marketing. Once you know your what, you go to the who. And the who refers to your customers. Who is your target audience? So that simply means you have to develop your ideal customer profile or your buyer persona or your customer persona. Same thing. So who are you marketing to? Or who do you want to sell this product or this service to? So this includes knowing about the demographics, for example, people of this age, this gender that live in this city or in this specific region. Also understanding their psychographics, for example, what are they interested in? What kind of lifestyle? What is their behavior in terms of buying? Address some of their pain points, some of the needs. Understand their buying behavior. Because at the end of the day, this is the person you want to market to. If you know this person is very, very good, somebody that can agree to anything, no, it simply means you're going to have, maybe you're going to have it easy. This person is hard to persuade. No? If that is what your who is, that simply means you have to change your language. This gives you a lot of information about who you are trying to market, right? So, for example, if let's say your target person or who you are trying to market is tech-savvy millennials, okay, let's say they are tech-savvy millennials, aged between 25 and 35, interested in fitness, mobile apps. That would be an example of. Now, we say tech-savvy. This doesn't mean that everybody has to be tech-savvy. Remember, whenever you are trying to identify you are trying to guess, you are trying to put yourself in the shoe of who you are trying to market to. That doesn't mean you're going to get it right all the time. But you just have to start this. And then over time, you continue to refine this over time. That is how identify. Once you know your, then you need to know why. Why are you even marketing? In other words, what is the marketing objective? You need to know why you are marketing. It's not just about posting something online. No, you need to know exactly why you are marketing. Every single post that you put out, every single blog that you write, every single video you create has to be done with a purpose. So that is what your why. This is about identifying your marketing objective, basically, which would include things like maybe you want to drive awareness to your brand, maybe you want to generate lead, maybe you want to make sales, maybe you even want customer retention, or maybe you want to download, your company application. This could be your why. It can be that if you want to increase online sales by 25% first 6 months of the current year. This can be your why. At the end of the day, in order for you to have a successful marketing campaign, you you need to identify some of these three things we mentioned. What you are selling, who you are selling it to, and why you are selling. Because every single time you sell something, you sell for a reason. You want to make money. Maybe your company is not in the right place to make money right now because it's not very popular. So at that point, marketing objective is different. So you have to know the why. Then, next thing is when. Yesterday we talked about the buyer's journey or the customer's journey. You need to know when to market to this person. Because your marketing effort has to align with your buyer's journey. Somebody cannot be in the action stage where he is about to make payment. That is when your product is showing up. Or that is when they are discovering your brand. That is the wrong time to show up. And this is why I said for almost every stage in the buyer's journey, you need to create marketing strategy every stage in that customer journey. So we say when is knowing the right time to market to target. Then we have how. How is all about your message. Your message. And your message has to go in accordance to your brand. In digital marketing, there is something called value proposition. Value proposition is basically you trying to what actually sets your own brand apart from everyone. So if you say your brand is elegant, it simply means the way you communicate should be elegant. So your message, how do you want to approach it? You have to think about it. You have to write it down, read it, empathize somebody. Just put yourself in the shoe of the person you are trying to market, and then listen to that person. Does it sound right? If it doesn't sound right, maybe you have to rewrite it again. If it's an Instagram post or an Instagram flyer, maybe the message or the caption you are typing with that flyer, it doesn't match. You have to reevaluate all of these things. This is what we have for the digital. Once you answer the question, how, we'd also like to ask the question, answer the question, where? Yes, where is very, very important. Now that you know all of these things about your customers, where do they hang out? Because this is digital marketing, so chances are they are hanging out in one of these digital marketplaces, or this one of these digital platforms, social media, the LinkedIn, any of these platforms. But you are trying to reach them, right? So you need to know where they are. So where will your audience engage with you? You have to pick a digital space and devices your audience. Because your audience can't be on TikTok and you're marketing on Facebook. You are targeting the wrong audience. So you need to know where they are. You are in the wrong place. You need to know where they are. So platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of these devices like desktop, mobile, tablet, you have to know which one to target audience likely uses. Like I said, all of these things are not, we are not going to get them 100%. Can't even get them 90%. But it is something you keep refining over time. You go back to it and you keep refining again and again and again and again to get the right result. An example, if you are targeting Gen Zs, you focus on TikTok, as well as any kind of mobile optimized experiences that you know. If you are targeting Gen Zs and you're on Facebook, trust me, that's the wrong. So know where your audience be, because that is where you should be at. I see people post some things on different platforms that I just see this has no impact. Why? Because the person or the platform they are on, the people they are looking are not there. All right. So know the way. And the final thing in the digital marketing framework is measure and optimize. Measure. Now, the digital marketing framework has 7 things you must consider. Let's take it from the top. What you are offering, customers, marketing objective, know where your customer, the specific customer you're targeting, know where they are in their buyer's journey, their customer's journey. The message. The message is important. Then, what platform they use. Let's talk about the last one. Measure. Digital marketing, there's a saying that anything that can be measured can be optimized. An example, if you run an ad, the moment the ad starts running, whatever platform it is you are using gives you a breakdown of how long your ad has, the amount of people seen it, the amount of people have clicked on it, and it even gives you demographic information like the age range of the people that have seen it, as well as their location. All of those things are called insights or metrics from the ads you run. Because you run this ad and you have these metrics, you can now go back to the dashboard to see if, let's see, people between this age group are engaging more with your ad, or people within this other age. Because you have these metrics in front of you, you can now go back to your ad and optimize. For example, you run this ad with the goal of having, let's say, making about 20 sales. What happens if you make 15 sales? What happens if you make 10 sales? You'd have to go back. Why are they not buying? Is it a problem with my website? Or is it that the ad was not catchy? This is what we mean by measuring and optimizing. It could be the message. Maybe you used an image. What if you try a video? This is what we mean by measuring outcome of ad or the campaign and then optimizing. So these are the key things we need to be able to carry out successful digital marketing campaign. This is it. So if you can answer these 6 questions and do the 7th thing, which is measure and optimize, then have a good digital marketing campaign. Like I said, these things are not set. You can always go back. You can always go back to it. You can always go back to find more time. Because first ad we are going to the first campaign we are going to put out there, get back the result, look through the results to see if you are hitting your marketing objective. From there, do tweak the same, and then you put it out again. Once it goes out for the second time, it comes back with a result. You look at the results and you continue. So it's a continuous thing. You keep refining your audience. You keep changing your message as necessary, continuously until you begin to get the right outcome. I also want to talk about something very, very important in digital marketing. It's called key performance indicators or KPIs. KPI stands for key performance indicator. It is a measurable value that shows how effective a business or a campaign is achieving specific objectives. In digital marketing, KPIs help track the performance of marketing activities across different platforms. For example, is it search engine optimization? Is a way to track it. Is it email? Is a way to track it. For example, that email you got last week, from one of the brands you bought something from, or you signed up their platform. If you open it, they know. If you click on the link in it, they know. If you don't open it, they know. Why? Because everything is being measured. Like I said earlier, whatever you can measure can improve on it. That's what we mean by optimizing. So is it social media? You all know. Every time you post a WhatsApp status, WhatsApp gives you a feedback of how many people have seen it, how many people have clicked on that, heart icon. This is what I mean by metric. If you run social media ads, run Google ads, whatever kind of campaign you want to do online, or even email marketing, there's a way of tracking how that ad is performing. All right. So what we try to do with key performance indicator is to pick out a couple of things to look at and to see if those things we are looking at hit our marketing objective. Now, what does KPI mean? KPI could be your marketing return on investment. It could be the number of incremental sales you make. It could be the number of leads you've gotten. It could be the email engagements. Any of this can be your key performance indicator. So let's see how that. So let's see. Let's say we have a marketing objective to make 10 sales in a day. All right, that is our marketing objective. So what is our key performance indicator? The number of sales you make. All right, marketing objective is what? Making 10 sales. So if we end up making 20 sales, would you say our marketing objective has been met? Yes, it has been met. How about we have a marketing objective of making 100 sales in, and we end up making 20 sales in a day? Question is, has the marketing objective been met? No, because we wanted to make 100 sales, ended up making only 20 sales. This is how we use key performance indicators to track how our digital marketing is yielding that positive or not so positive results. And this is how you also use your digital marketing framework to identify all the moving parts in the campaign. So at this point, before we move to the next couple of slides, I'll quickly ask to leave any question in the comment section. Have any at all, just leave it in the comment section. Once I'm done, just quickly go through this. Just answer these questions. Of course, if you also have questions, yes, you can speak in the chat. Now, we want to look at how to make a smart marketing objective whenever you are running. Please, whenever you are running ads, your marketing objective should be almost similar. It should be synonymous. For example, you can run an ad that wants to track the number of website visits as well as the number of app downloads. So, what does that mean? Your marketing objective should be smart. You can see smart in all caps. I said smart in all caps because, one, it has to be specific. And this is why I said you can't be tracking the number of people that visit your website from an ad and be tracking the number of downloads you are making on your app. No. You can't be tracking the number of people that visit your website and be tracking the number of people that are probably interacting with you. Social media. It should be specific. So this is the S, is smart marketing objective. Whatever you have a marketing objective should be specific. Secondly, it should be measurable. You see, previously I showed a slide that said making 10 sales. As we are making sales, we can keep track of the number of sales we are making. So we are measuring that sale. So your marketing objective should be measurable. It should be achievable. Marketing is not make-believe. Digital marketing is not make. You have to be very, very, very sincere. Let's assume you're a brand that just started out last month. And this month, your marketing objective is to make 200 sales. Well, it depends on the kind of product you are selling, right? Good. Having that marketing objective is not the problem. The question is it achievable given the number of people that are walking into your brick and mortar store? If it is not achievable, then it means that it's not a smart marketing. Next question you also want to the next thing you also want to consider whenever you're making a good marketing objective is also that objective should be relevant to your business. Yes. That objective you have should be relevant to the business. If it's not relevant to the business, then it means it's not smart. Then finally, a smart marketing objective should be time-based. It should be time-based. Don't just simply say, I want to make 10 sales. Well, it has to be time-bound. Between what time and what time do you want to make this 10 sales? That's what we mean by time-based. Remember when I said making 10 sales in a day? Yes, it is measurable. Depending on the business, achievable. That sales is relevant to the growth of the business, so it is relevant. 10 sales is also specific. And 10 sales is also what? Time-based, because we said day. A company can say we want to increase our profit by 20% in the first quarter of the year. That is what? Time-bound. Let's see some examples of smart marketing. One, acquire 50,000 new online customers for women clothing this financial year. This is smart. Why? Because it contains all the things you just mentioned. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to the business, as well as time-based or time-bound. The second one says, raise brand awareness by driving 100,000 new unique visitors to the website this month. Depending on the kind of business, getting 100,000 new visitors may be achievable, or depending on the amount of money on ground as budget for this, it could be achievable. At the end of the day, what we are saying is this: your marketing objective should be smart. Well, at this point, I'm going to give Mrs. Sophia a room to talk to us very quickly for out. Fill the gap between their goals. So taking them through adult education, also to make the online exam. Hey, before we get started, oh, somebody said, okay, sorry. All right, please, before we wrap up, if there's any question you have, please you can leave it in the chat. If you have any question at all, please leave it in the chat. Try to tidy that up. What was being said. Okay, if you can hear me now, please give it, just give me a thumbs up. Hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying, just can hear me, just give it. Okay. um, to wrap for this one, I want to quickly give an example of how we can put the digital marketing framework into. So let's say we want to run a campaign, right? So let's assume now we want to run online campaign. What do you do? How do you go about it? This is the question you ask yourself. Somebody will just post something on, let's say, Facebook or Instagram. Instagram a button that says post, right? Make that payment and just click whatever button is presented. Come back a couple of days later or 24 hours later to check how many people have seen your post. Yes, a lot of people will see your post. That is called impression. So every single time somebody sees your post on Instagram, even if you don't interact with it, that is called an impression. Now, because you don't have a marketing objective, you won't even know what you are looking out for. What's important to you is how many times has this ad shown up in people's devices. I see something like 13,000 times or 24,000 times or maybe 100 thousand times. Without a marketing objective, you won't know exactly what you are looking for. Like I said, before you get started with running any ad, it's important that you know exactly what you are running that ad for. Do you want to make sales? Do you want your brand to be more visible to people? Not just being visible to people, but being visible to the right people. It's important. Let's assume you're in Nigeria, you're in Lagos specifically. You're running an ad and you say the whole of Lagos. Well, your business is not available in the whole of Lagos. Your business is available in a specific part of Lagos. How about starting with that local area you're in? Instead of just simply saying Lagos. You understand? So it's important to have a marketing objective, because this marketing objective helps you. Marketing objective becomes your key performance indicator. That is how you know if your marketing objective is being met or not. So we're just going to run through some of the things you think about whenever you are creating an online. And to do this, we are quickly going to look at a brand called Flora Secret. Now, Flora Secret is from the name Flora. Crafted to awaken joy, beauty, connection, all that good stuff. Try to say your market from. This is how you want to present your brand, right? So you can say, oh, this was born from a deep love of nature and storytelling. We bring thoughtfully created flowers, lush indoor plants, and bespoke botanical arrangements to life's most meaningful moment. All of those cool things. But this is Flora Secret, and they have a marketing objective. Like I said, every single time you want to go out there to market, you must have a marketing objective. All right. So what's the marketing objective? The goal is to increase brand awareness. Why? Maybe because Flora Secret as a company just started business last week, or maybe last month, or maybe January, right? So right now they want more people to know about them and making the brand recognizable in the online floral market. Because whether I like it or not, you online, you see a lot of people that sell flowers. Right now, you are just starting out. Because of this, you don't want to start saying, okay, my flower is, or this kind of bouquet, this amount. First of all, you want people to get to know the brand, to feel more comfortable with the brand. So this is why you want to, first of all, create brand awareness. Because the more people keep seeing your name, more people keep seeing your logo, subconsciously your brand begin to register in their brain. All right, so this is the marketing objective Flora Secret has. How does it go about it? Well, first of all, it needs to answer the question, what? In other words, what are you selling? So they created a product called Bloom Aura Box. That's a mouthful, but hey, that is how brands come up with these names. Use iPhone 16, somebody just got up, let's just call it 16. So you can create your own product. Create your product. So they've created their product. When to ask them, what are you selling? This is what they'll call for you. So you need to know what you are selling. So you ask the question, what is this Bloom Aura Box? Well, Flora Secret has a story behind it. And they will tell you this product is a hand-curated monthly floral subscription that delivers luxurious mix of seasonal, sustainably sourced flowers, as well as aromatic green. I don't know what that means, but hey, that's what they said. That's what they said. This is what they are selling. Right? Know what you're selling. They can still go into, talk about more details about this. We're not going to do that. The next question is, who? Who are you selling this to? Well, the primary target for this specific product are millennials as well as Gen Zs between the age of 18 to 35. People who are eco-conscious or people who love home decor. Even event planners are also part of their target. They also have, these are their primary target audience, right? They also have secondary target audience. For example, urban professionals, as well as gift buyers and online shoppers. This is their custom. These are the people they are targeting in the online space. So with this in mind, they've answered 2 questions: what they are selling and who they are selling it to. All right. So the next question is why? In other words, what is your marketing objective? Why are you selling this? We are selling this to increase brand awareness by reaching a broader audience and marketing the brand recognizable in the. We've talked about by making the brand recognizable online. Talked about the why. The moment I show that Flora's Secret logo, the goal of that company is there at the bottom. This is the why. Your marketing objective, the why of your marketing. All right. Now that you know why we're marketing, when, and we say, when is knowing customer or the buyer's journey? Sorry, yeah. Yeah, the buyer's journey, basically. This is you talking about a potential customer you're targeting. They don't know the brand yet, just realize a problem or a need, and you are ready to give them all that. And we say the best stage buyer's journey for creating awareness is for creating awareness campaign is the awareness stage. So right now we want to create awareness for our brand, and this is why we are running an awareness campaign. The next thing is how, and the how that we said is all about your message. It's all about your message, and this message has to go in line with your brand identity. It has to go. It has to align with your brand identity. For example, if you say it's something that's luxurious, well, it has to be luxurious. The messaging should convey that. The packaging should convey that. Because your message is important. And this is how potential customer will perceive your brand. And some people ask the question, why do we need to target specific? If you don't target specific people, well, it looks like you're trying to sell to everybody. And if you're trying to sell to everybody, you are selling to nobody. Yes, know that. If you have a business and you think everybody is your customer, well, you don't have a customer base. You don't even know who your target audience is. You have to define that and then learn the best way for the how to relate to them through your message. Where, and we say where is simply where your audience will be. You say Gen Z, well, that simply means TikTok is automatically included in it. Instagram is also there. That Pinterest. These are some of the platforms that we feel. Now, this, like I said, is just a fictitious brand, right? But let's say we've identified that Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok is the location or is the right place to market to target. This answers the question. Okay. Then, after doing all of this, we run our ad for a while. After running the ad for a while, what's the next thing? We come back to the drawing board to measure the results from running that ad or running that campaign, and then we look for ways to optimize. I say optimization is basically when you use your metric to map your result against your marketing objective. And then you make changes where necessary. After making changes, what do? You rerun the ad again. Probably this time you get a better result. And this is how you keep fine-tuning your ad using this marketing framework continuously. Metrics will include things like impression. Like I said, impression is when an ad shows up on your feed. It doesn't matter if you click on it. It doesn't matter if you just swipe away. It is considered impression. If it's a website, for example, when somebody clicks on the ad and it takes them to your website, that is called a click. Let me give you a quick example between impression and engagement. For example, you've seen, maybe if you are on TikTok or YouTube, while you are watching YouTube Shorts, when the video comes up, once you are done watching, swipe up. As you keep swiping, sometimes you meet ads, and the moment the ad pops up, what do? Just swipe away. Because it shows up on your feed, that is considered an impression. If you click on the like button, that is engagement. Usually ads don't just show up. Ads show up with a link. When you click on the link, then that is still engagement. However, that will be considered a click. So if the marketing objective is clicks and the ad got a whole lot of likes, for example, it depends on the number attached to that expected click. If it is 50 clicks, for example, and it got 25 clicks, but this time around it got 1,000 likes, the marketing objective is not engagement. And because of that, although this marketing ad we just ran for the company has a whole lot of engagement, the marketing objective has still not yet been met. The marketing objective has not been met. So you have to understand some of these nuanced metrics, because it can be confusing at times. And this is why, if you know what your marketing objective is, you know if the ad is performing or if it is not performing. On this note, I'd like to bring this session to a close. Thank you guys for staying behind. I don't know if I have any question in the chat, so I can quickly do justice to that before I give Madam the chance to take down. If there's any question you have, please leave that chat. If there's any question, leave that in the chat. Quickly, press that or grab. I don't think there's any question. Thank you for your time.
Share that made this edition. We have all been taught what digital marketing. So many lessons. You can watch the video again and again. You can share with your friends. You can also send questions on WhatsApp. For an example, that was from people of campaign compared to tech world, cybersecurity, UI/UX front end, back end. This world of technology cannot be enough. Learn to engage ourselves, our set goals that are proposed for the year 2025. Important to include tech knowledge. It was very vital. What is moving ahead must learn or two skills to engage ourselves. That's what makes us relevant for the assessment. So remember, this program is possible to do it online as well as physical section, which happens right here in the office. You can do physical section. You can learn online, then on. Just connect with us. You can learn anywhere in the world. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the June edition of our webinar. Just begin at the next edition, July section. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. And remember, you can also watch them section back there.